The money being bent here can feed the whole Ghana. Yes, properties lost here can feed the whole Ghana.
So how many
Yes,
shops can
it's
you
more
protect?
than 500. More than 500 shops. More than 500 shops have got bent now.
What are some of the items?
Perfumes, wigs, a whole lot. Everything you want, creams. When it comes to cosmetics, everything you get it here. Wigs, perfumes, everything.
Abusiafo mema obibia akwaba ede eba too much GH so said the monim no ene de yede ni ababa piemu ewo eye akra Makola IIC mo no animu pen no ye de ne de yante asem de achesem eja fufuru do pa na ato eye story building na ewo ho no emu ama me no wo ekase ede enkrofo ni o manyina ahye ye se jurube said the hu no AC efa na ye Ghana National Fire Service for Omo bepiemu ewa ha no mo ye de ombetimi bia se de ebe ya omo edi ebedu nja nanso se de unim se eja ahono edi esi efa etie no saa na che se uhunu se de eja na edere ngusia eba ewa ha no ma na enye aye asenketua nkrofo ne omanyina na ahyehye ejafade dodo na na asesei ewa aha no ma che se obi nim ekwan a enam so ema sa atorenche we enedei ato eye Makola efo nanso so se dem hu nipa na etwa ehia ewa ha no yeden ya ye ni ebinum ebetwetwe eye enkomo ye ni ebinum ebekasa ama ye hu ekwan a enam so ema eja no esi efa ehyehye ye nti no ama enedei nipa dodo na enyoma eni ejafade esese na ekwan ben so ena omo nam so omo di hunu ye ni ebreben na fire service wo bepiem ha nya ni nyina no ye ne wo mo ebetwetwe eye enkomo nti se de mu hunu enedei ya me ne wo ekasa die ye wo eye Makola SIC mo no dan ye ni di animuhwe ye beka ne se opposite an bofo kasem ye kan opposite se de enu na ni di animuhwe na enedei eja edemu butu edere buru echese amanfo japade omo ton wigs ye cosmetics ene de keka ho ene eja yi ehye wo mo enoma nyina nti uhu mfonyi na etwa na eye sa pepepe na etie na ebusiafo se de mu hunu no eye fire service car no baako na ababe piemu ewo aha no se ye enso na omudi dunja no na asa engineer no na nso ma ebi no kokoko fele wo mo tank nti ebi na aba no a se de hu no se de hu no car no na aba omo be he se de aka no betimi aba bedu no na chese eja no wo hu so omabo wo madwuma no awie se de se na efasa ne nkonko ba se wo mo ekọ ne asa fra wo maka che mo se eja na egusu edere nti hu a fire service car no ba ko na aba be piemu no
Yo, mesdames et media for anopa say around 9 o'clock and I say one of the shops story building eja etum and within 10 minutes the fire service for Omumba, those from the Makola any ministries circle, they all rushed to this place with water to fight the fire. Unfortunately, say almost fighting fire no na so a war to get water within the central business district. Russia no very low. Inti omukwa echiri kakra to say circle alaju answer na omunya nso before omubeba ba. Enu eya how kese afensu na the wind is also blowing all the time and also contributing to the fire. And then thirdly, Niamana war inside the Shisua, most of them are air cream, any omo air, weevil, any idea. And all these things contributed to the a check na fighting fire. But the fire service for why idea because me hunipa bibi no more fire service na omo share omo efiata die they all rushed to this place to come and assist one way or the other. And I think that we've been able to contain the fire at the moment for now. And we are investigation as to what actually caused the fire, and then we'll see what to do from there. I do not think that logistics was the problem, because Ubaha, I've been here for the past 3.5 hours, and at every point in time, a minimum of 5 fire tenders. So in terms of logistics, no problem. And then fire services for no doors, including those now the one who was even shooting the worker inside on share fire attack minimum no that is not the issue. The main issue within the central business district, the Makola area, na isonu pressure no low. Inti omunya isonu intend them to come and fight the fire, and then the wind is also blowing. At the same time now, they are highly inflammable, like cream, any weave or any bit. So these are the reasons why the fire fighting kakra. But in terms of equipment, you can see for yourselves there the presence here of enough equipment.
How prepared are we as a country to own such equipment?
Well, I'll leave that procurement of equipment to the maybe Minister for Interior to respond to it. But I can say, sir, this is just one location. Now there's fire, and with the number of equipment there, they even had a ladder that they were able to shoot up there for them to fight the fire from the top. So without even a helicopter, they had something to even shoot the water from the top to quench the fire. But other equipments to fight fire, I am not in the position to explain or respond to those matters. What's that? And these are old buildings near Ewoha, and there's access. There's a road in every space. Ewoha, and the access is not a problem. Ewoha, I had yet to say Abia Katamanto now we call inside. I Kanshi Makola in terms of access by the vehicles. Ewoha there, I know there any problem. Now, Yesu Yawa as a Accra Metropolitan Assembly. In terms of human activities na ewo ha and no na yesu your boys no control it to make sure we give free access to the firefighters normal fighting fire those ewo ha and also ye with fuel so that they get enough fuel at any point in time so that they will be able to get water from the distance, come here and I'm fighting fire. Collectively, but I'm very sure, sir, we will investigate to find out what is the actual cause of the fire. Your national ambulance phone, I can see, sir, there's a very coordinated effort in fighting this fire. Even the military came to support this firefighting. There's that coordinated effort. The only challenges is where I have indicated to you about the low pressure of the water and then the wind also blowing, and then the inflammable materials. And one, the problem. It's been quite unfortunate that we experienced another fire outbreak in the central business district, specifically Okanshi. It started somewhere around 9 o'clock thereabout. and then immediately the fire service were elected. We have a fire tender about 100 meters away from the location. Um, they all came with the ministry's fire, same from head office, circle. All of them rushed to this place within 10 minutes. And they've been battling the fire all this while. The main challenge has been the uh, lack of enough water within the central business district so that they can replenish and continuously stay at location to fight the fire. The pressure is too low, so they have to go a bit far, like Circle, Alajo areas, and to and from is quite a distance, and that has been one of the challenge that um, has prolonged the fighting of the fire. Even in the course of go and come, they ran out of fuel, but we have a filling station fortunately close by. So I directed all the fire tenders to go to that filling station anytime you run out of fuel to go for fuel for there at the cost of AMA so that they will have enough fuel. But the main challenge has been the low pressure of the water in the central business district, hence they have to go far to fetch water. Unfortunately, it's also windy. So the wind has also been contributing to the blazing of the fire over here. Um, the fire service personnel have done a yeoman job, but I've seen a lot of the officers who had come here not even in uniform, and they were all trying to fight the fire. And I would like to commend the team for doing so. Um, at the moment, we also do not know the cause of the fire. A lot of the materials in there are inflammable, like the weave on that the women were lotion and that kind of thing. So it's also could be one of the reasons why the firefighting has been a bit of a problem. But you can see that after 3-4 hours, we've managed to contain the fire, and we are hoping that very soon they will extinguish the fire. Then we can call for a proper investigation into what actually caused the fire.
Okay, I don't know if it's too early to ask this, but are we looking at compensating some of the affected victims?
I don't know for now. Our first instinct is to look at the fire, extinguish the fire, save life and property, and then after our investigation, then we'll be looking at some of these things as well.
Okay, we've been told by the Ghana National Fire Service to rely on water hydrants anytime there's water and there's fire outbreak in our marketplaces, and you've been saying that the pressure there is very low. So what will be the next step as this is happening here?
In fact, we have to work closely with the Ghana Water Company to look at the fire, the water pressure. But alternatively, we are thinking of also providing a borehole in some of these strategic areas and see how that can also help in getting enough water to fight fire within the central business district. The population and the activities here makes this place a high-risk area all the time. So we need to be alert all the time. Fortunately, the fire stations within the Accra central area are many. So in terms of responding to fire, I'm sure you can see as many as five fire tenders here at any point in time. That tells you that it is not the lack of equipment, but the challenge has been the low pressure of the water that we had experienced, and then we'll look at it.
Honorable, we can see some buildings, some of parts of the buildings coming off. Do you intend demolishing this building after investigations are done?
Of course, after investigation, there will be a structural integrity assessment of the building, and that will point to us what we should do. At the moment, we cannot stand far and then make presumptions as to what we want to do. Let the technical assessment point to a direction to us as to what we should be doing.
Do you have a fair idea of the amount of property that have been destroyed?
Not at all. You're welcome.
Minutes. Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes before they got here when the fire started.
So do you think it is the generator that's caused it?
This is the generator that's caused it because the light was coming on and off, and here when the light goes off, everybody push on generator. That's the reason why the fire got out.
Are you the
Yeah.
real owner of that particular
Yeah,
shop?
the building.
The building.
It's our family building. Yeah, and all the posts wholesale.
You think it's the light?
Wholesale. Yeah, they are all wholesale. Yeah, it's wholesale. The shop are first and second floor and third. The last we saw wholesale. They store goods there. The money being burnt here can feed the whole Ghana. Yes, properties lost here can feed the whole Ghana.
So how many
Yes,
shops can
it's
you
more than
protect?
500. More than 500 shops. More than 500 shops have got burnt now.
What are some of the items they...
Perfumes, wigs, a whole lot. Everything you want, creams. When it comes to cosmetics, everything you get it here. Wigs, perfumes, everything. Everything is here. Everything.
So looking at the nature and the condition of the building
Yeah.
as of now,
Yeah.
what do you think? Would you
Right
collapse
now,
it?
it has to be collapsed. Yeah, it has to be collapsed. Right now, it's not strong anymore. Yeah, it's not strong. It has to be collapsed. Yeah, the shop has to be collapsed. Yeah, the shop has to be
Yeah, I'm a victim of this fire outbreak. And my shop is down to ground zero. You see, when the fire started, it was maybe an electrical fault or what, we don't know. It started. So immediately we had to call those people at the fire service. But they were like, they are coming. By the time they came, the fire has escalated. And it started here, and some was at the other end. We were even controlling them to come inside. Instead of the fire going more, they should be quenching the fire from this side, but they were all concentrating on this place. By the time they got there, it was too late. It was
What
too late.
do you have in your shop?
Oh, that's why we sell cosmetics. And the reason why my shop is even more, what do you call it, to ground zero is the shop near me, the owner of the shop, because of the fear, she didn't close her shop, so she went. So the fire had to penetrate inside. So most of the shops, you can see, it's just because of the doors, they are not able to penetrate inside because of the metal distance. But the woman before me, she didn't close the shop, she ran away. So the shop entered, the fire entered the shop, it penetrated, so it had to hit my shop.
So how much do you think you have lost in your shop?
Oh, you see, first, are we going to talk of the rentage or are we going to talk of the money? Because we just rented the place for like 5 years, they took us about 60,000. And then, very unfortunately, just last Thursday, I had to take my goods from the port. And I came back to the shop. So what am I going to say? Is it the money or so many things? But all the same, we have to thank God there's still life. Where there is life, there's hope.
Do you have any knowledge of what might have caused the fire?
That's what I'm saying. The electrical point started up there. We saw it. We saw the flame going. So we had to let them call the fire service, but they came in late. And this is the fire service just say almost about, let me say 500 meters from us. But they came in late. And when they came, they were complaining, no water. So that's the situation on ground. Welcome.
Na abusuafoɔ sɛ deɛ ohunu dunja adwumayɛkuo no wɔn gu so a ɛyɛ deɛ wɔbɛtumi bia sɛ deɛ ɛbɛyɛ agya yi wɔbɛtumi abrɛ n'aseɛ na yɛne nkɔfoɔ dodoɔ na akasa wɔn nso wɔn de tu gya no na kyerɛ sɛ wɔn hyɛ a ɛyɛ dunso nkakra yi abɛyɛ nti no generator ɛna wɔn eyi so nti no wɔn nso sɛ generator no bi ɛna nanso ɛma saa ɛyɛ atorɛnkyɛm yi atɔ wɔn ɛnɛ da yi a kyerɛ sɛ ama nipa dodoɔ na over 50 shops. And then they just a woman on my ashy drobbe, one more on wigs, one more on cosmetics, and then they can't a year at home. Now I was for said Muhuno, no, sa, pepe. Didn't judge my cono, almost bomb home or didn't be I, and the Akaya City Papa Yabi. I'm a yenina, domo yenina, almost was son, one more caught no massacre pebi at the album. Then simple Sadona, I was answer, I hope I've been as I say, and 24 a year. And the air was a son on my way. It's here, you bet me a cadia senefata. Yet me di adundum no enten na se de ne aye one abo snibinum ekasa ye no omo de omo nsam atu eye eja omo hwe ni mu kwan se de ebeboa ama o mayi se eja hwehwe ba ye betimi adum no empenten no omo de enioma egu eye akwan mu na so ye ne dan a ye say there's always a first time did you say there ye did say ye mpanifon benam so ama wɔn nneɛma a wɔn ɛhyɛ ne mu kwan atumi aba ntɛm na ahokeka atumi aba so ama nneɛma atumi akɔ yie nti na abusuafoɔ deɛ asi ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Makola SIC ne ɛdan ne edi nhwɛnimu abɔnsen ne SIC dan ne di nhwɛnimu no ɛna abusuafoɔ muhu no ahye sɛ dwerɛbɛɛ ma agyapadeɛ nyinaa kyɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ adeɛ sɛ ebinom betumi afa ebinom ka wɔn nsɛm ana kyɛ sɛ ɔkɔfo a nɔɔma free report that was Thursday ya na ɔde bɛgu mu a ɛnɛ de ɛgya yi ahye ne nyinaa sɛ dwerɛbɛɛ no nti onim wɔ so ɔwɔ go back ɔso ohun ne sɛ deɛ ɔwɔ back to zero a arɛkɔ yɛbɛma yɛ maamenom yɛ papanom yɛ nuanom nyinaa hyɛ den na yɛbɛma wɔn hyɛ den paa nyame ohun wɔn mmɔbɔ na wɔn nso wɔn emu dodoɔ na ebinom atwitwa ahwe a yɛde wɔn akɔpie mu ɛwɔ ayaresabea sɛdeɛ ohunu no yɛde binom akɔpie mu ayaresabea because ɔnim ɛmaa ne yɛ nneɛma bi sɛ deɛ wɔn hu a wɔn akɔma ntumi te ebinom akɔlapse ama yɛde wɔn akɔpie mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ayaresabea nti yɛbɛsrɛ yɛn mpanimfoɔ sɛ wɔn nhwɛ na nneɛma ɛho ehia no yɛntumi fa mmerɛ wɔn na wɔn ntumi ɛnyɛ sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a nneɛma bi sɛ yɛsi a wɔn atumi adum gya no ɛntɛn sɛ yɛn nsuo ni hɔ yɛn no na ama sɛ edum gya adwuma yɛ kɔ no wɔn ɛbrɛ ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ha wɔn bɛfa so adum gya no nsuo ni ɛyɛ wɔn man mu nansen yɛn nti no ɛna ama wɔn nsuo nya no ɛho ayɛ den ɛde ama wɔn na nti abusuafoɔ mfonyin no na etwa ɛde ɛkyɛm deɛ bɛpie prim aba bia nso yɛn no mo ɛbɛkyɛ nti stay tuned to Tuma GH sɛ wɔn subscribe to your channel no like your videos na share all the social media platforms sɛ nneɛma bi sɛ ba yɛnam so ɛde aba betum.
I think it's the wiring stuff. So that started the fire. And then a couple of market women, rushed down to call people from that fire service department. Nobody budged. Nobody paid attention. It's like nobody bothered. So when I got here, I saw it was gushing. So I decided to call PCFM to tell them to make an announcement that there's a fire outbreak here. So they should announce for fire service to come. Then that's when we started seeing the fire trucks. The first truck that came actually had no water, basically. Really? So yes, it didn't do anything. Okay. So it took about an hour and change before we started seeing other trucks pulling in. And that's where they started to do it. And just about 10 minutes into it, they ran out of water. So they all had to go back to their, I don't know where they went. So that was what happened. My sister's shop is actually on the second floor.
Oh, okay. What does she sell over there?
Cosmetics. I know it's a bit difficult to control such a fire because most of us over there sell cosmetics. So it's like fire and like highly inflammable stuff. So yeah. So those are parts of it. It's most are perfumes, body splash, cosmetics and all that. So that's been sold in this building. And that's what my sister also does.
Oh, sorry for everything. Sorry for the loss.
Every shop here has a generator. And some eyewitnesses around are saying that it started from a generator. But then we don't want to rely on that. We do our investigations to establish the cause of the fire.
Do we have a confirmation of any casualty this afternoon?
So far, we don't have any casualty.
Now, there are talks about the pressure in the hydrants here. We've learned that most of the hydrants within the central business district are low on water. But this particular area is not new to raging fires.
It is true, but unfortunately, all the hydrants that we have in the central business district does not have the pressure required for firefighting. So we have to rely on Circle and other adjoining communities. And it's quite far from here. So that is one challenge that we are having.
But how is it that all the hydrants that we have are not up to the level to deal with fires?
It's very difficult for me to talk about. You and I know that we pay 1% of our water bill goes to water company. So maybe if water company officials are here, they can answer that for you.
Talk to us about the equipment that you've used this afternoon to fight the fire. We saw one 10-table ladder being deployed this afternoon. It seemed to be very efficient, in fact more efficient than the other tenders that you used. Is it just one that you have? Why didn't you deploy more than just one?
We have about 2 in the system. We have 2 in the system. One,
is it 2 in the system?
Yes, 2 in the system. One is in Accra, one is in Tema.
Okay.
Yes. That is why we use the one in Accra.
So we have just 2 10-table ladders for fighting fire in the country.
Yes.
quite recently we have information that some are coming. Yeah, so we are waiting for them.
As it stands now, is the situation distressing? So that, I mean, if you had more equipment, you would have been able to deal with the fire better.
As you can see, we have about 9 tenders here. The main challenge we are having is how to access the building. But now we have been able to do that. If you look up there, you can see some of the firemen attacking the fire from the seat of the fire. So we are on course.
But I mean, it appears that they would have been better served if some of the shops were actually open. Because from up top, the building sort of looks like it's caved in with a ceiling.
It is true that if the shops were open, it would have been easy for us. But you and I know, it's not everybody who stands there who is a good person. There are bad people around. And if you allow that, there will be looting and probably chaos here. Yes, that's why we are managing it in that way.
No. Talk to me about the position of such a structure here and the way that the shops have been demarcated. It appears the structure itself appears to be a problem.
The place is so safe.
Positioning of this particular structure here in the central business district, is it a problem for you in terms of access and all?
I think that there's no proper access to the building. As you can see, there's only one entry and exit route to the place, and it's quite disturbing. Yes, I don't know how they were granted permits to build, but then we'll go into all that after the firefighting.
How soon should we expect investigation? How soon would the investigation come out?
As I speak to you, you can see some men up there, they are doing investigations.
Okay, and also when we spoke to some of the shop owners, they mentioned that a lot of them have generators. We counted about 4 or 5 on the 3rd floor.
I personally observed that.
Yes.
I personally observed that they have a lot, almost every shop has a generator there.
Yes, and some are saying it could be the cause because there's petrol, there's hair.
That's the speculation, but I don't want to rely on hearsay. Let's do the proper professional work and then we confirm what actually caused the fire.
And then finally, the presence of fire extinguishers, but then the people themselves were unable to use the fire extinguishers when the fire started, at a very, very small level.
I am not aware of that. I've seen some extinguishers around, but after the investigation, we know why they were not able to. Probably they don't even know how to operate it. So we'll go into that and see how best we can educate the people on the ground.
Fire service penny power that Eduma Econo, Papa Robinson, Oko, and I nana to change come out there and sell no to a jar or church. I had the Awati and Nancy still almost show more Eguso, and to one bay show not the bedroom more at the Avano, or more at the Ababa son, yes, and say, almost said here, and your man no Alquane said here, a Jana Asha. I had citizens now, so one more show so I HM say when we use fire extinguisher. Now, soon you know, no mind to me and do now who they say. I idea was to say no, chira. Yeah, or to my phone, I said every how on use fire extinguishers. No, said every just start here. Enter and she and say and son, a fire service. No, none and some more dear to a jan. I was a fire to you're not too much after 4 months here, a year and penny for no, Dona, and so on, model at 2 a jar. And one more shops, so I more, I can't and no. Dear Equa was watching Treffer and send you home and saying, was to wait me there. I bet to a jar, it was too much in a comment section. Like your videos, not share all the social media platforms as to follow your IG page and your Twitter page, so at @GH_ Facebook, and so a @GH. Me and the media man, Bono, Eberson, media, and the Equia. Sikapa, that's an Eberson Eddie, a share every macram.